opposition strongly disagrees with the motion that this House believes each country should only and only speak one language. First, before I move on to my arguments, I would like to respond as well as extend to the case put forth by the opposing team. So, the first speaker, their first argument, so they said that there won't be a connection between the commoners and the minority groups. So my first speaker, Jenny, has said that even though it will take a long time, you can learn the language of the minority groups, which is definitely true and effective. But there's also a very more effective way of using a translator. People like translators exist nowadays solely for that purpose of communication between languages. Different languages has provided a whole job stem for the people. So if you take this away, then you'll be basically taking away somebody's whole career, their whole way of making money, and their only way of providing for their family. They also said that the ethnic minorities won't be satisfied. They won't be satisfied and feel incontent that their language is not being spoken, and they'll start to rebel. So this is argument I think is assumptuous, because you just said that they won't be content and they'll start to rebel. But have you ever stopped to think that if this was the case, we would have already seen rebels many times before, because ethnic groups have co-evolved for thousands of years. So how would it be different now? That is exactly the case. It won't be different. So that is the end of my rebuttals. Now I would like to move on to my arguments. My first argument is that it helps individuals remember their roots. Languages can serve as a vessel carrying the stories and traditions of our ancient past. It helps us remember the values, the fights that we had to fight. So if you take a country like India that has almost 250 different dialects, which are official and unofficially many more. This is what makes India stand as apart on the global level. In other cases, in points, if you can take the languages like Spanish, it has its own different Mexican Spanish, Colombian Spanish, Puerto Rican, and so on. So all these different languages would lose their meaning and trace from the face of the earth if every country just started speaking one language. My second argument is economic gains. So being multilingual improves a country's ability to compete economically on a worldwide scale. In a globalized world, countries gain by being able to interact with a variety of markets and establish cross-border partnerships. Nations with multilingual population like Canada, Singapore exhibit economic adaptations and resilience. Their workforce is multilingual, which is essential for engaging in the world. So to conclude, I reiterate, stating that each country should maintain the current amount of dialects that it has instead of getting rid of the secondary and unimportant ones, as it helps us to be in touch with our roots, our culture, our sacred manuscripts. Language is one of the forms of unique identity of a country that can have. So now I pass on to the next speaker. I rest my case. Thank you.